back at the end of November last year, Universal released the first act of the two-act musical with it as a feature film, um, which many the critics and audiences really loved that film. It became a huge hit at the box office and gained a lot of fans, and I'm definitely one of them. I've never seen the original musical or that the film was based on, nor have I read the original book. But I honestly really loved the first film and thought it told its story really well. As well as focusing a lot on the relationship between Elphaba and Glenn and having some phenomenal songs and amazing acting. It was definitely a great movie that I grew to love a lot more or every time I watched it. So of course I was really excited to see how they did that at the second musical, calling it in the new sequel, called Wicked for Good. But however, while I was definitely extremely excited for this one, and I did have a few concerns, mainly because as a lot of people have said that the second act is noticeably weaker compared to the first act, and has seemed to affect the film interpretation. Well, I haven't really seen anyone say this film is bad or anything, and many have said that this film is a downgrade, compared to the original. And I gotta say, I'm not one of those. I gotta be honest. I honestly think I love this film even more than the original. Oh, sure, the first one was fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But I honestly think this is not just a worthy follow-up, but it's also a phenomenal movie. And easily one of the year's best. I really love this film. And one thing I really like is how the film never feels slow. The first film was a little over 2.5 hours. While the film did great in that runtime, I'd be lying if I said that I didn't think the film needed to be that long. It already helped that the film shortened or the time up to 2 hours and 19 minutes for this one. But the film surprisingly goes quite quick, and I honestly think that's a good thing. It's noticeable that there's a lot that go through in the second half, through the different musical numbers, but the different character dynamics, and different different ideas that they have for the story. You've got to get through them as quick as possible, and it's in a way where it's not being rushed. The time does fly, but in a way where you still got everything you want, and you feel like everything was well explained. And I also think the film got a visual upgrade. It was already beautiful in the first film, but this was also got a huge upgrade with the equal. Cool. As the film has taken us away from Shears University now, and had us mainly focused because within the Emerald City, the film really does take advantage of its big, gigantic scale, which it can see massive. So, not to mention how it shows all the different areas in the city. And how they all coexist together. They also show many different parts of Oz as well. Alpha on the tree house which Alpha uses as a hideout. Oh man, I can and which is mainly used as the last safe space for animals. Well, also, I also think another improvement made from this film were the actors. Don't get me wrong, they were phenomenal in this film, in the first film, but I think all that was at stake with this one, and they improved on their performances. This is especially noticeable with the main leads, Cynthia Erivo for Elphaba, and Ariana Grande as Glinda. Both of their performances were fantastic. That brought their characters to life in different ways. On top of that, the characters of Elphaba and Glinda themselves are written extremely well. You've got Elphaba who's on the run, and is in a constant struggle of if she should live up to her new reputation as the Wicked Witch of the West, as she tries to expose the wizard as a fraud. And Glinda, who's been seen as the new icon of Oz, adored by everyone, but who tries to show the true meanings of good, while I'll also extremely missing Elphaba. But like the first song, the relationship between these two is the heart of the picture. And I like how it shows that their friendship has a lot more bumps in it than last time, and with the different circumstances that the characters would find themselves. It really did a great job of complexing the bond on and making them seem a lot more interesting. But it's not just Elphaba and Glinda that has some great performances and great characterization. All the other characters were handled extremely well. Whether it be Jeff Goldblum as the wizard, where they really do a good job of showing the only carny element of his character. To Michelle Yeoh, it was my Adam or who is the top. I just want and main villains of Oz, and I think some of the minor characters from the first film had a lot of improvements with their performances. Is whether it be Jonathan Bailey as Fiyero, but what Eric showed his need to protect health, but and how he used to to grow a strong level fight, even though he's supposed to be marrying Glinda, and even Ada definitely had a huge improvement with this spark. The film really did a great job of presenting his emotional range, and that he was capable of. And there are many moments where he does steal the show, even if his role isn't as big as some of the other characters in the film. And if I do have to top this review off, how can I of course talk about Wicked for Good without talking about the songs? Like the first film, the songs are easily the highlights of the feature. While I am debating if they are better than the ones from the original or not, it doesn't change the fact that they are fantastic numbers in their own right. If I had to pick my favorites, it would easily be the opening in number Everyday Aim or Wicked that did a great job of setting up the feature. Wonderful, or which presents itself as a more offer Well, with it, Ellen song, unless the wizard tried ice to convince Alphabet to rejoin on his side with the assistance of Glinda, that as long as your mind was a great love between Alphabet and Fiero, no good deed easily stood up that out as the film's greatest number. But Alphabet accepts her title as Wicked Witch of the West. And Forgood was a fan and as the kind of emotional or song to conclude the feature. The film also created two new songs exclusively made able for the film. You've got No Place Like Home, which shows Alphabet's conflicting feelings about how she still loves Oz, even though Oz won't love her back. And then you've got the girl on the butt. But we show Oz Glint in the strut. I got a trot. I to finally break free from on her lying persona, only to officially become Glint in the good. While debatable if they are the best songs in the feature, I will admit they are still really good and have decent potential to become strong Oscar contenders come awards season. So overall, I know this might seem like a controversial take, but Wicked for Good is a massive improvement compared to the first film. Sure, I already love that film, but this film seemed to have a much better and more intriguing story, incredible visual effects, a nice quick pace that doesn't go too fast, as incredible acting, fantastic characters, an unforgettable soundtrack, and has some really intense, exciting action that help make the scenes more or lively and intense. Chances are, if you love the first film, you're gonna have a fantastic time with this one, and it is easily one of the best films of the year. And when you actually won't regret seeing it. I know I could be in the minority with my opinion, and I can understand why many people do prefer the first film. But either way, it doesn't change the fact that both arts of Wicked are absolutely wonderful, and that's why I'm giving this film a 10 out of 10. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!